Who wants to hunt demons when we can hunt some dragons? Presenting Chronikar Demon Hunter. The idea behind this deck is we are going to be trying to get multiple copies of Chronikar in order to give our hero quite a bit of attack that we can just keep bopping our opponent with. We're going to be using things like Zai and Cloud Serpent in order to do this repeatedly. You can also, in theory, use instead of the Cloud Serpents, Youthful Brewmaster, but I ended up going with the Serpents because they have a little bit more flexibility with the Slither Drakes in the list. Now for the one guide, first thing you're watching out for is going to be Elise. This will be a pretty powerful card. Then you're going to be looking for any of your early game dragons, and if you see any of them in combination with Slither Drake, you are going to want to keep Slither Drake too, since this will most likely be a 4 mana 6/9 on turn 4. Outside of that, you're going to be looking for draw power cards or removal tools such as Slumber. Now with all that said, let's look at some games. Okay, Paladin. I'm a little bit curious of what Paladin, like, this is probably going to be Aura Paladin. I know. Okay, so currently I'm working through the initial theory craft video that I did for day 1. And most of the decks that I really wanted to showcase, I have been able to showcase. There's a few left. I want to do something with Omen, and I want to do something with the new quest. And by Omen, I mean Omen of the End, and not Omen Contra Legendary. Infinite Aura Paladin also might be something that I want to do before Cardboard Golem, like, rotates, but it's one of those decks that I don't know if it's going to be too interesting to actually watch. And getting the actual win condition of it going infinite will be a little bit harder. I'm trying to think of like what other decks I haven't done in that from that video that would be cool to do. I know a lot of people want to see Imbue DK, so we'll probably do that. I don't know if that's going to be the next video. There's a high likelihood of that will be. Quest Priest might be something just because we'll do at least one quest deck this week, I'm pretty sure, and one Imbue deck this week. What I'm looking at. Okay, that's a perfect top tip because we don't have any other dragons. If only we had one more mana, or I guess it would be multiple mana, then hopefully we drew into like something that costs less. Oof, that hurts. But yeah, I've done a good chunk of the decks that I was hoping to get to, which is nice. You know. This means I need to start thinking of actual new decks to come up with. I can't coast easily, you know. I think we'll start weaving some of the old cards that are rotating soon that I would like to get to before they rotate. I just need to remember exactly which ones I still want to do, you know. Yeah, actually last year, I think was the first year that I actively did 3 uploads per week, not including mercenary content, which means I've gotten through a lot more of the ideas that I wanted to this year than I did in any previous years, which is really, really nice. AoE again? Ido is going to go bye-bye, isn't he? Yeah. I would have loved for Ido to actually live, because that would have been a funny play, but that's okay. Yeah, let me know down below if there's, like, a card that is rotating soonish that y'all would like to see in the video. I've been trying my hardest to, like, get to as many of those cards as humanly possible, but I try to weave them in with the newer cards, too. Oh, Call Ferrero would be a nice card to go back to. What classes have I done since the mini-set came out? I've done Demon Hunter twice, DK will be twice, Shaman, Druid, Warrior. We have plenty of the other classes to revisit or do new things with. Oh, I want to do something with Octogary. I don't think that's actually the name of the card. The 8-drop. I have an idea for Mage. I just haven't done it yet because it's not great, truth be told. Well, don't know if this is G. We're one off, really, now. Oh, that feels bad. Well, no, they'll be healing for 5, so unless we, like, top deck exactly... I guess if they don't get rid of our minions, too. The other red card would, like, instantly win us the game. Oh, never mind! Oh, wait. Oh, that's... Never mind. Cardboard Golem to extend. Engineer doesn't do what they need it to do. They're up to 5. Portal's kind of funny. Let's draw a card, Grim Harvest, and we can just go face. Then it's going to be a dragon versus dragon match, which is actually kind of cool. Okay, I'm going to get rid of these two. I mean, we could just hero power, go face. Okay, so it's just dragon. I mean, that's not a terrible top deck. A straw. Ooh, Elise, hey. Okay, Brood Keeper. Ooh, I mean, yeah, Cloud Serpent. Perfect hit, actually. I think it's just Elise, right? Theoretically, we could have used one of the 6/9s, but like, that's a pretty good Elise. I'll take that in a heartbeat. Okay, 7/10. That's not going to be fun for us to deal with, but we can. Alright, let's slam this down. Get rid of the 2 minions. I guess leave them with the 1/1, but we'll be able to deal with it next turn.
Proportions look good.
That makes it a little bit harder, but I do have AoE still. Do I want to AoE or put down my dragon here? I'm gonna bait them. Okay. Here's the thing. They can either attack into the 6/9 with the 3/3, or they just go face because they're aggro deck.
Armament upgrade complete.
I mean, also that's another fun card that I don't know. Maybe trying to make like an attack gain or weapon attack gain deck in Warrior would be kind of cool to do. I feel like you couldn't really get away with it as easily as you could in DK because your opponent might be another Warrior where they play the announcer and then downhill from it. This is actually a pretty nice turn for us. I know that might sound a little bit like if you we're able to do it in one class, why not the other class? It would require you to rely on not having Umbra to, like, copy. Because I don't think there's any attacking Death Rattle in Warrior as of right now. Okay. If we use the axe and our legendary here, which gets rid of the minion and then gives us the... no, we can just go face and then attack into it with the 6/9.
We've got to fight for the ages.
There goes our axe, but that's okay.
Looks like we've got
We
to
didn't
fight
need
for
the
the
win
ages.
condition anyways.
What pretty tassel!
Question is... can I do enough damage to win the game this turn? I think the answer to that is a astounding yes, we can! For a StarCraft finish. I'm going to keep one of the dragon. We have... so 1/3 of the deck is literally dragon. So the chances of us top decking a dragon here should be pretty high, right? A lot of beginning or start of turn effects. You know, I am kind of amazed. Okay, so we've had a revisit of a lot of the, like, classical high-powered effects throughout Hearthstone's history at this point. There is one thing that has not been revisited at all, which is amazing to me, which is direct, even, and odd support. I am amazed, and I will continue to be amazed by the fact that we don't have... like, I would have expected us to get some type of support that way. When they, like, right after they rotated Gen and Baku back, just being like, oh yeah, we're testing this out to see, like, what would happen in the future if we just kept them in. Honestly speaking, we probably could just have Gen and Baku back in standard for a new rotation, maybe in the core set. Maybe that could be an interesting idea. Then you give direct, even, or odd support, so you can, like, make some fun decks. I always like decks that, or cards that will let you have a wide variety of decks, like, spawn from it. Because not every deck's good. Well, I guess actually, Elise is the counterpoint to this. I was going to say not every deck is going to be a Gen or Baku deck. Most of the hero powers, at least in standard, I think would be, like, a little bit too slow for the majority of classes, but, like, I don't know. There's probably some packages. Like, you can do even an odd, like, Imbue class, right? It wouldn't work so well. Here, I'm going to slam down Elise. We are going for the 5 armor and discover, I think, is the best bet here. I don't know exactly what our opponent is playing. I know they're Demon Hunter, but actually, I guess it's probably Cliff Dive, right?
They will never catch me.
Interesting. Oh, that's kind of fun. I don't think we need it right now, but Zai is kind of fun. I mean, Horn is probably really, really nice. Horn will let us get rid of a blob and then both blobs too. So, trying to think of like out of classes I haven't done yet. Warlock is the class that I'm probably Warlock is probably happening this week. I know in BUDK definitely is, just because people are asking for it. I've been trying to delay in BUDK as long as humanly possible because like I was expecting some balancing changes and I would have assumed we would have gotten some buffs and that would have been the deck there, right? But maybe I don't. I mean, as much as I want to do something with the bear, I just gain the attack. And then we can go face with this, and then bop bop. We can use patches here. That's actually pretty nice. Gets that off the board for a turn or two. We can just go face. Okay, there's Blob. Okay. Just gonna get rid of our board. He goes up with a 6-9, hopefully, or at least they're thinking, we won't be able to deal with our... Ooh. And you know what? They'd be right. I can't deal with that. Never mind, game. Never mind. I guess I'm not going to be able to finish that sentence. Sometimes the top decks you get are just like, wow, this much better than I expected. Okay, Illidari studies in what? Oh! I still need to do a CCG Demon Hunter list. I think I put out one of those, like, long time ago, but it's one of the decks that I've been wanting to. Man, Demon Hunter has a lot of, like, fun, goofy little deck ideas that I can easily do before rotation, which is amazing because Demon Hunter historically has been one of my, like, least favorites to, like, actually make content for. But it has been one of the classes right now that has kept me interested in the game. Warlock and DK are like the three big ones that I really enjoy. Also Shaman, I guess, too. Shaman has a lot of fun, goofy little ideas that you can do. But yeah, let me know down below, like, if there's any old cards rotating soon or goofy ideas that you haven't seen anywhere else, or I don't know what else would be a good category. I'm just gonna get rid of the minion here and go face. Or not go face. You're immune. Are they really going to destroy their own minions so we can't go face? That'd be hilarious if they actually managed to pull that off, but it doesn't look like they did. We can do AoE. Actually, let's use Ziliax. We'll pop it like this, then we don't have to worry about it. And they have 9 HP left. We might be able to get a funny Zerg win here, too. Wait. Oh, no. I never thought about that, actually. Yeah, that would screw up your, like, main win condition if they got unlucky enough. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Too bad we don't care about death rattles clogging us up. But I'll take all the extra portals. Too bad I couldn't consistently, like, draw into all the portals and then just spam out a bunch of Broxigars, because that would be really funny. I will say this, while this deck has been fun to, like, play, it just hasn't had the big wow factor that I normally try to do with decks. The initial version I had in the day one Theorycraft might have had a better wow factor, but the wow factor in that one in particular would have been just bouncing things back an infinite amount of times, and as long as you didn't screw things up. But I think this one turned out fine. Really trick. You gotta love when you see that. Oh, more portals. Don't mind if I do. Oh, another portal. Don't mind if I do. Okay, can we get rid of both of them? Yes, we can. And there's a parachute. Oh, and another portal. Why not? And another parachute. And Bob. That's fine. I think this is GG next turn. They barely have any cards left. I guess they could AoE the board. That's not going to do much for them, is it? I don't think that's enough, bud. Alright, we can pop, or they'll pop our 1/6, which is fine.
Like clockwork.
14 HP in a dream. GG. Alright, now we're 3 games to discuss my fun plots of deck. So I ended up playing 30 games with the deck and ended up with a 53% win rate, which actually was pretty good. I know this deck is going to look familiar if you're a fan of the more wacky side of Hearthstone content creators. And Funky Monkey put out a kind of similar list to this. I had tested this about a week ago, but I didn't really enjoy it too much, which is why I delayed it. And I know with his list in particular, he was using Varrock instead of things like Zai and other cards to copy. You could easily swap in a Varrock into the list if you have better luck with the card than I do, because most of the time it doesn't work for me. Though I will say this, Chronikar here is probably the best legendary out of the entire mini set, which isn't a very high bar, but it is the truth. This card probably won't win you the game by getting multiple copies like I had hoped, but it can give you some funny games if you can actually manage to slam a lot of them across multiple turns. Overall, if you're looking for a deck to use this card in, this is a great one for y'all to try out. But before we end the video, special thanks to our channel members of Daniel Nascimento and Ruben. If you want to help out the channel a little bit more, you can always join one of the 3 membership tiers. And if you can't afford to do that, there is always leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing if you haven't already, turning on the notification button, which also helps out, and finally, using the new hype button. But until next time, bye-bye.